Hey folks, Frank the Pest Geek here. So today I had to run with my guy to two stops because we're having some very, very difficult challenges. One of them, you're going to see the video on rodents. The other one is going to be the video on the larvae we had with drain flies. It looked like drain fly larvae, and we've been out there twice. And he sent me, the customer sent me some pictures of where they were coming from, and we were treating the drains. And we weren't able to get the control. And we already had used the chemical, and we already treated the drains. The problem wasn't in the drains. The problem was in the grout behind the tile in the shower pan. And no amount of chemical was going to solve that. And I decided I do ride-alongs with my people, about once or twice a week. We do ride-alongs. And the reason I do ride-alongs is I know when they should have solved something and they haven't. And he's already been out there twice. We're still seeing that amount of larvae. I mean, if the customer would have said, I saw one, I would have said, geez, okay, we're getting control. There was 50 and now we got one. No, there was still 50. And that the customer was absolutely right. So I told the tech, listen, I'm going to go out with you on that. Something is not right there. You should not be failing. And I never blame my people for this problems, because I know they're following protocol, and I know when they're following protocol and when they're not. We've had situations where they haven't, and I've gone out and I've showed them. I said, listen, where's the bait? Where's the product? Where is this? Where's that? It wasn't there. You didn't do it. You cut a corner. And we deal with all this. So I take the opportunity to ride along with them to find out why they're failing. We don't critique, we don't scold unless we understand that they didn't fail. And it was a learning opportunity. I said, look, the situation today, there isn't a manual in the world. There wouldn't have been a CEU course. There wouldn't have been anything you would have done to know that that's a problem. First of all, you know nothing about construction. You know nothing about how actual shower pans are laid in. You know nothing about how tile is. This was a teaching moment. And this is why I love going out with my people and finding these problems and use this as a teaching moment. Not only that, but they know that if I ride along, I'm buying lunch. So he picked a freaking expensive place to eat. This thing was like 20-something bucks for a salad and a sandwich. Look at this. Look at that. So he's like, he knows that I'm buying, but they're worth it. It gives me a time to spend time with them. If you're a service manager and you're hiding behind your desk and a phone and you're just putting out fires and you're not riding along with your people, you're missing out on a whole lot. You're missing out on training moments. You're missing out on following up and finding out if they're actually doing things right. You're missing out on talking to the customers and knowing how they feel about the technician. You're missing out on some fellowship time, going out and eating with them and hanging out with them. You're missing out on a lot. And I know a lot of service managers that have gotten to the point where they're just answering calls behind their desk. They're riding out to the customer's house on their own. They're not going with their people. They're not riding along. We didn't ride along. We went in two separate vehicles, but we hung out the whole time because I'm going to get back now. It's about 1:46. I got to get back before 3:30 to pick up my son from school, and I'm about an hour away from my house. But I go out. We went to two stops, which is amazing. Rarely do we got that opportunity. I talk to the client, explain, he's doing his job. He's done his job right. He's done everything he's supposed to do. We're having a situation where this isn't normal. We've never seen this, and I've been in this 14 years, and I've never seen it. And we step in front of the situation before the client. You don't keep sending the tech out to fail and keep sending him out. If you send him out 3 or 4 times and he's failed, that's demoralizing for him. It angers the customer that he's not solving the problem, that he's going back out and not solving the problem, that somehow more spraying, more foaming would have solved this problem. All the foaming in the world, but we solved it with a $3 tube of silicone caulk and about an hour's worth of work sitting there drying out that cavity, taking the where the line was, the crack in the grout, taking a razor blade, and we took it and we carved it out, and sitting there, and I took out maybe 7 hand towels worth of water out of a crack that long, that was about 1/54th of an inch wide, because that's the amount of damage water does, and the larvae was coming out of all those cracks. There is no way in heck a technician would have ever figured out. In another company, they would have just kept sending them out and go spray more and go spray more, and the client is getting angry until we lose the account, and then we get a bad review. This is how you step in front of it. You have to be willing to go out with your people. You have to be willing to step out in the field. Don't hide in your office. Don't be one of those managers that wants to hide in his office and just going out and apologizing to the customer. Figure it out with your people. Get in the field with your people. Get down in the trenches with your people. If you don't do that, you will never get their respect. And this is where a lot of managers have lost their respect to their people, because they don't do this. Hey, this is Frank the Past Geek wishing you a spectacular day.